Sonic Generations and Sonic Unleashed, considered to be arguably the best Sonic games to ever exist that tackle the boost formula. But which one's better? Generations and Unleashed are both good games for its fun gameplay style, level design, graphics, story, and balancing between both Sonics in the game. But actually, what is better? I mean, the games are extremely similar, and I mean it's extremely similar. Sonic goes into different areas and runs through it twice, playing as modern Sonic gameplay and second Sonic, to restore the areas back to normal. This idea is pretty fun and unique. It keeps the motivation for the player, doesn't feel too forced. Each game's graphics are outstanding, they have two Sonics, both successfully uses the boost formula, both have great stories, has great level design, and gameplay and controls that actually makes you feel like Sonic. Most of which the Sonic Force actually seems to fail at. Though it was released 9 years later than Unleashed. Sonic Forces even have drifting, the light speed dash, and makes little to no use of wall jumping, hopping, double jump, and sliding. Just look at this gameplay. I sure do love holding square and playing an automated level where that really tests my skills so much. Okay, so let's tackle this question. What game is better? Generations versus Unleashed. And because it's such a tough choice, we're going to be using this graph, where we find out which game is better by seeing which ones are more dominant in different suit scenarios, then adding up the points together to see which is the better game. For our topics, we're going to be only choosing 9 to keep this nice and short. For this, we're going to be using graphics, music, story, controls, second Sonic, extras and bonuses, bosses, and levels. I would have added ranking systems so I can get an excuse to talk about Generations' ranking system, but it's too easy and Unleashed is too hard, so that would just end up being a tie. Okay, ready? Let's go. To first start off the list, we have graphics. And straight off the bat, Sonic Generations graphics are good. I mean, overall, all the levels are fantastic in their own way. Generations has the amazing underground sections, Chemical Plant with the water and purple fog, and Speed Highway with the flashing lights and windows. And although I do have some levels I think aren't the best, like Planet Wisps, the graphics feels off and the base feels too out of place and doesn't really make the environment that appealing. But that's just one problem, that could be fixed and it doesn't really affect Generations' score. Now it's Unleashed turn. And if Sonic Generations graphics were good already, then that makes Unleashed graphics like really good. I don't even know how to explain that much. Don't get me wrong, Generations also has great graphics. Personally, I'm my number 2 out of the whole entire Sonic series, but Unleashed is just beautiful and takes the number 1 spot for best graphics. Unleashed is notable in the Sonic the Hedgehog series because of how well the graphics look. And it is still considered to be the best looking Sonic game to date. Yes, you heard me right. Forces has worse graphics despite being released 9 years later. Forces has better resolution, not graphics. Sometimes I just stop mid-level to appreciate how good the game looks. And keep in mind, this game was released in 2008. That's 3 years before Generations. And to put that into perspective, this is what 2008 graphics looks like. This! Unleashed is extremely impressive for its time. To put that into perspective for younger viewers, in 2008, not even Minecraft existed back then. Minecraft. This is how their graphics look like in a full 3 years later, in 2011. The levels in this game are absolutely stunning, and especially for its time. Not to mention the tons are also just beautiful. Apotos is a great example. There are so many examples of great graphics in this game. Potos, Spagonia, Shunan. Notice how I said Apotos and not Windmill Isle. It's because it looks good in night and day and the hub world. I'm actually being honest here, I cannot think of a single level and at least I actually and honestly graphically dislike. Unlike Generations, where there are some levels I don't particularly like. I love the lighting, the shading, the water, the reflection, and Sonic himself. Massive props to the art directory and the visual themes on that one. So Unleashed definitely takes the point on this one. Oh my god, okay, I hate to start off with Unleashed again, but Unleashed has to stand in at least the top 5 best Sonic games soundtracks. I mean, next to Sonic Adventure 2, Mania, and 06. Even Sega themselves said that Unleashed had an amazing soundtrack. Sega themselves! This game has some great music, and I can explain. Each level soundtracks fits their own setting and culture that is based off of. I mean, for example, Shunan that's based off China actually sounds like a real song from China. You could say anything about Missouri based off of Africa, Potus based off of Greek, Begonias based off of Italy and France, and literally every single level in the game. Now, this sounds like basic music development, right? I mean, correct, but the thing is that it's hard to get it right and actually make the player feel like they're actually really there. Too many instruments, different tones can really change the feel of a level's environment, and Sonic Unleashed accomplishes that perfectly. And here's what I mean. I'll play a couple of sample songs from Unleashed. Tell me what you imagine, and we will see if you got it right. You're guessing some sort of Italian European place, correct? Well, if so, you're right. See, the point I'm trying to make here is that was so easy for you to get. Even from those 10 seconds, you were able to manage out that this song would come from or play somewhere in Italy, or Spaghetti, should I say. See what I mean? Unleashed is the perfect example of a well-done soundtrack. The slow instruments of the violin and the acoustic guitar just sets the scene of an Italian scenery. Okay, I'll do another. This gives off some sort of Christmas or holiday vibe, or maybe some sort of Sony song. Well, guess what? This is Holoska. You're right. Okay, last one. The instruments just makes the entire song feel stolen from Chinese culture. But the thing is that this wasn't, and I just found it so crazy to me that this game really captures each culture and continent so well that it actually makes you feel like you're really there. And that's not all that goes to this game's sound design. They master gameplay tone too. I mean, for example, Warthog stages are a lot slower paced and calmer than Hedgehog stages, which you play in the day, and the music perfectly represents that. Speaking of night stages, you know what's cool? Hearing your favorite song getting remade to match a different tone but still sounding awesome. Take this little segment from Makoto's Hub. Now I want you to remember that. See how cool that is? I mean, let's say that little part of a POTUS was your favorite segment in the entire song. Imagine how cool it would be just to hear it in a different form that takes place in a lot smoother, calmer, quieter setting. That would be epic. And Unleashed does that numerous of times, and I can't stress how much I love it. It's little things like this that really make sound design really great. The music design for Hedgehog stages, the music is just telling you to go fast. I mean, which completely sets and fits the tone of their gameplay. Not to mention, they are extremely iconic in the Sonic community. Examples are Rooftop Run Day, Vanilla Isle Day, Dragon Road Day, X-Men Theme, Endless Possibility, the theme of Sonic, the opening title, World's Hub, a POTUS Hub, a Spaghetti Hub, Results Screen, and Perfect Dark Eye of Phase 2. The list goes on and on. Now let's take a look at the Generation soundtrack, and there's not much really original music in the game. Most of it just remakes of music in the past games just played with different instruments. But then again, that is the whole idea of Generations. Going back in time and visiting old locations of the Sonic franchise as a celebration of the 20th anniversary. So in that case, we're just gonna rate how good the music is. And the remakes of the old songs are not that bad. Modern Sonic's remakes are more like orchestra with tons of instruments. While classic Sonic's remakes tries to sound 16-bit from the Genesis. But at the same time, the music tries to match the 3D environment, which just sounds bad. I mean, it's alright, but it's not good. And the classic Sonic music just feels like it's trying too hard to be nostalgic, and it gets to the point where it's obnoxious. Rarely are the songs original, and that's not a bad thing because obviously with so many remakes and celebrating the 20th anniversary of Generations, of course Generations would use older songs for nostalgia points. I appreciate Sonic Team redoing entire songs and making an effort to put every single Sonic game in the game somewhere, but I like original music, and the only original music I can find would be with the final boss, Eggman's theme, Sonic themes, and a few others, but that's it, and they're still not even that good. So in conclusion, Generations music has alright songs, but they're mostly okay remakes. The Model Sonic remakes are good, and the classic songs are just unmatched. Unleashed beats Generations on soundtrack, but we're still not done yet. We still have to go through voice acting. Okay, I have no idea why I put that on the list, because this isn't one is an easy choice. Okay, so we're gonna be talking about Sonic's voice acting, because if we put every single character in this video would be going on forever. So we have Jason Griffith on Unleashed and Roger Craig Smith on Generations, both great voice actors. But I don't care what you say, but Jason Griffith in Sonic Unleashed is the best Sonic voice actor of the entire series. I mean, sure, Roger Craig Smith is good. In fact, I love his work in this game, but he just sounds a little bit cheesy and awkward at times during cutscenes with delayed reactions. But he's great during gameplay. Jason Griffith, on the other hand, Jason Griffith mastered the Sonic voice the best in Unleashed, in my opinion. He just sounds like the Sonic that I would imagine. I mean, he just puts the perfect amount of attitude, adventure, personality, cockiness, confidence, heart, and cool into the Sonic voice. Words can describe how well Jason's voice acting is. Just hearing Jason saying,
"Woo! Feeling good! Yeah! Woo! Here we go!"
just brings the happiest smile on my face. This aspect of voice acting just makes the gameplay of Sonic Unleashed so fun. I mean, he doesn't sound cheesy, and he's not obnoxiously cocky. He just sounds like the perfect Sonic. The absence of Jason making a voice line of cheer when you pull off a trick from a ramp, or reach max speed, or start the boost just makes Unleashed feel so alive. If I hadn't made myself clear already, it's Unleashed who has stuck in the dub on this one.